Wakanda forever! This one's for you, Your Majesty. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to yet another brand new movie review, and as per, I thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your stay. And we're getting down to the wire in this Marvel Studios playlist, guys. I've had such a great time looking back at all these old films in the build-up to Phase 4, and this time around, Black Panther, the worldwide cultural phenomenon that still remains one of the highest grossing MCU origin stories to date. This one was directed by Ryan Coogler, who just before this brought you the excellent first Creed film, and it stars the late great Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, and a slew of amazing talent along with them. After the death of his father, as we witnessed in Captain America Civil War, T'Challa returns home to Wakanda to take his rightful place as king, but when a powerful enemy named Killmonger suddenly reappears, T'Challa's mettle as king and as Black Panther, for that matter, all get put to the test when he's drawn into a conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. And faced with treachery and danger, the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people. And just a warning, guys, this video will absolutely contain some mild to moderate spoilers, so just in case you've never seen Black Panther, as I've done with all of my other Marvel reviews, I've warned you. But yes, this is a big one. Black Panther. The one superhero film that almost inspired the Academy to create a whole new category just so they could give it an Oscar, even nominating it for Best Picture in the same year. So, I really do love this movie. I really do. It cracks my top 10. But is it bad if I say I think it's kind of overrated? Okay, no, hold on. Time out. Whoa. At least let me explain why. And let's get some positives out of the way first, shall we? Right off the bat, you gotta love this atmosphere that Ryan Coogler and the whole design team have crafted here. I mean, just look at this movie. Look at these wide shots. Look at these effects. I mean, it looks absolutely huge. Wakanda looks like such a cool, incredible place to live. The costumes and the makeup as well, truly remarkable. And look at how vast these waterfalls are. Look at all the fake CGI people in the waterfall. Okay, too much there. But as per, Ryan Coogler and the entire design team knocked this one out of the park visually. And Ryan Coogler does a damn good job directing this movie. I was so happy to see him actually helm one of these MCU movies. He really is one of the better new directors we've been graced with over the last decade. I loved Creed before this, and I loved what he did with Black Panther perhaps just as much. I cannot wait to see what else he has up his sleeve. Secondly, you've also really got to appreciate this casting all across the board. May he rest in peace. Chadwick Boseman really does give a phenomenal performance here. There really was nobody better suited to play T'Challa than this guy. His dedication to the craft is so staggering to watch, even on a repeat viewing. He had the accent, he had the charisma, he was quite the natural, guys. And T'Challa really does feel like a natural-born leader that's very regal. Boseman does carry himself extremely well for a character of his status. But the movie is also very aware that he's taking over the mantle of King of Wakanda way sooner than he was expecting to. Remember, his father was part of the death toll in that Sokovian terrorist attack in Civil War, and I think the script addresses that inner struggle so beautifully with how he sees the world and how he'd like to control things compared to his ancestors. And that actually brings me to my biggest praise that I can give Black Panther, aside from the amazing performances. These themes, guys, are so mature for Marvel. Similar to Captain America the Winter Soldier, Black Panther really digs deep into politics. Now, I realize some of you may groan and shudder at that word nowadays in the year 2021, but here's the thing. When you listen to both sides of the main argument and the main conflict of this film, both sides really do make a lot of sense. T'Challa wants Wakanda to be kept hidden from the rest of the world with all this vibranium, and he wants to keep it that way. There's been a lot of relative peace throughout the world. No big giant world wars or nuclear extinction or the blip or anything to that extreme yet. But then when Killmonger comes along and challenges T'Challa, he's basically accusing the Wakandans of selfishly hiding this technology from the rest of the world. And even though he's the villain, you don't end up siding with him. his motivations really do make a lot of sense. And for that reason, along with topping it off with Michael B. Jordan's incredible performance, seriously guys, he is so charismatic and so dynamic every single time I see him. He really is one of the greatest actors of our generation. All of this put together, and I think Killmonger is the best MCU villain not named Thanos. We'll get to him. The cast that they've assembled here all do an incredible job. I really also love seeing such diversity in a cast this big. You have Angela Bassett as T'Challa's mother, Daniel Kaluuya giving another very good performance coming off of Get Out. You have Letitia Wright and her one-liners about the stupid sneakers. Forrest Whitaker providing one of the biggest emotional cruxes of this film. Sterling K. Brown giving an outstanding turn in his brief moments. I mean, the list goes on and on. Winston Duke as well. Lots of really great comedic moments towards the second half of this film. I love Black Panther to death. I love this all-star cast. I really do love everything they're doing. And this cast is such a huge part about why Black Panther was such a huge culture shock to cinema. Better yet, it's a much overdue game changer. But, yeah, here's the thing, guys. Even though these design elements are really cool, and the ideas are certainly unique enough, every single time I rewatch this movie, there are certain story elements that feel extremely similar to other big blockbusters I've watched. Just as an example, how the Black Panther gets into the ancestral plane by drinking that purple heart herb or whatever it's called, how that all happens is really cool. That's such a neat idea. But then you get towards the end of this film, after Killmonger throws T'Challa off the cliff during that challenge, and we see Black Panther in that coma. He ends up confronting his father in the ancestral plane about why he killed his brother. Side note, that reveal of T'Chaka killing his younger brother was unreal. I remember my theater gasping in shock. But that whole sequence, even though Chadwick Boseman really does give an emotionally grounded performance in that whole monologue, all I was thinking watching this in the theater was this. Deathly Hallows Part 2. Deathly Hallows Part 2. Yeah, that whole sequence felt almost exactly like Harry's encounter with Dumbledore in King's Cross. The only difference with Black Panther's version basically being if Harry were more confrontational at King's Cross. And while I'm at it, we gotta talk about this action, which is for the most part very good for Marvel standards. I really like the chase sequence with Ulysses Klaue and Busan. That was a fun moment to look back on. And you know what I especially appreciate on these repeat viewings? Those challenges. You know what I'm talking about. It's those ritualistic fights that T'Challa has in the waterfall with M'Baku and then Killmonger later. I love those. Now, the concept of those fights isn't anything new, but I just love how Ryan Coogler presents these. But then you get to that big extravaganza of a climax on the Wakandan plain. A lot of the fighting which takes place in broad daylight is very cool. You do get that cool image also of Black Panther that's in the Marvel signature now. That's all fine. But then you get to the final fight between T'Challa and Killmonger himself underground. I get it. I get why they did it that way, but okay, first of all, I think there was a huge missed opportunity to do something even more visually stunning with that climax. Like, put the fight up against one of those sunsets that Sterling K. Brown describes once Killmonger goes into the astral plane. I think that would have been pretty poetic. But nope, the costumes against the dark backgrounds just make it look so fake, guys. And I'm talking like Spider-Man 3 fake. Like, I can't believe I have to say that, but it's true. Even though there are noticeably some problems with Black Panther in my eyes, I still can't help but love this movie. Like I said, it breaks my top 10 for very good reasons. The casting, the political messages, and a top-tier supreme Marvel villain really separate this from the rest of the pack in my eyes. And that's to go along with being a big catalyst for the big cultural shift in the entertainment world right now, which I think was long overdue. I'm gonna give Black Panther an A-. And as per tradition with this studio, of course stay tuned for the mid and post-credit sequences, because this time around you get a really nice tie-in with Bucky Barnes being cared for in Wakanda. And that's a relationship that seems to have come full circle by that point. Yeah, remember their grudge from Civil War that I was talking about? It was one of the most interesting aspects, I think, from that film. That's all water under the bridge. But these are all, of course, just my opinions. What do you guys think of Black Panther? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Which solo movie in the MCU is your favorite up to this point? Let's discuss all these topics a little bit more down in the comments, guys, because I love it. I love discussing the cinema and all things entertainment with you guys over here. I love making these videos. If these are all topics that sound appealing to you, please definitely consider hitting that big red subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. It is free, first off. It would really help out the channel. And as a reward, I'll tell you what, you guys will also be the first ones to know anytime a new video hits. And be sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Just a last reminder, that would be awesome. And as always, look out for more exciting content hitting my channel very soon. And that includes what's next in the Marvel Studios playlist. Yep, it's time. Avengers Infinity War. So much greatness to unpack there. But you guys have got that review to look forward to and much more. You guys are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence!